Right now, we're working to learn more about a shooting involving Metro Police. This happened around 7 o'clock last night. This morning, we have new information. We know a member of the department's SWAT team shot and killed 23-year-old Jacob Griffin. Griffin's mother called police early Saturday and said that he was homeless and suicidal. Police shared body camera video showing the incident. Officers say they found Griffin at a campsite and he told them he had a gun. An officer tried to use a taser on Griffin, but it didn't work. When SWAT teams moved in to remove Griffin, he shot at them. Officers returned fire, hitting Griffin. He later died at Vanderbilt Hospital. The TBI is currently investigating the shooting right now. We will share any new information we learn both on air and inside our free News 4 app. Nashville police are also investigating a body found on the side of the road. This is kind of cool to see. Right now, TDOT hard at work on I-65 over Wedgwood Avenue. Might not be so cool, though, if you're trying to take I-65 right now. We have all of those northbound lanes still completely closed down from 440 all the way towards I-40 at the downtown loop. Let's take a look at this together so I can show you how big this closure is. So again, that's only impacting those northbound lanes, and it's going to be completely closed down until tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. at the very latest. That's if TDOT doesn't finish that up today. I'm assuming they're going to be working really hard to get that done before the rain comes in. In the meantime, if you hop onto I-65 North, you will be detoured around that closure towards 440 either way. West side of town, you'll take I-40 after that. East side of town, you'll take I-24. Now, if you missed any of that and you want to take a look at these maps in depth, we have all of that information for you on our website and on our free News 4 app. Right now, there's a lot of work to be done after the deadly March floods here in Nashville. More than 1,700 people have reached out for some kind of help since March. Well, Nashville answered the call yesterday. Volunteers were hard at work helping some of those people bounce back. Our Justin Beasley has more. I can speak to this one personally. This video gives you an idea of what people living in a Green Hills neighborhood are dealing with every time there's a heavy rain. But News 4 Investigates found out that their neighborhood isn't even on the priority list. This morning, our consumer reporter Lindsey Nance shows us what this means for people constantly worried about flooding. As for the folks on Battlefield, the city says they're working with engineers to see if there's a smaller, less expensive fix. Heads up if you live in South Nashville, Nolensville Pike is being widened. This is a move to ease the flow of traffic there, which could make your commute into Nashville a little smoother. News 4's Tosin Kile is sharing details on the project and reaction from those who live in the area. Now, if we do have some of that road work going on, TDOT crews are going to want to knock it out as fast as possible because, Melanie, we do have some rain on the way.
We do. We already have a...
Right now, we're sharing new information and new video showing a deadly officer-involved shooting. This is new body camera video from the incident. We now know a member of the department's SWAT team shot and killed 23-year-old Jacob Griffin. Griffin's mother called police early Saturday saying that he was homeless and suicidal. Officers say they found Griffin at a campsite and he told them he had a gun. Police tried to use a taser on Griffin, but it didn't work. SWAT teams then moved in to remove Griffin, but he shot at them. Officers then returned fire, hitting Griffin. He later died at Vanderbilt Hospital. The TBI is currently investigating the shooting. We'll share any new information we learn both on air and inside our free News 4 app. As if going through a miscarriage isn't hard enough, News 4 Investigates uncovered more about what mothers are going through after their loss. There are tests that could help determine why pregnancies fail, but News 4's Carly Gordon found out that mothers must have 2 and sometimes 3 miscarriages before insurance will even cover them. Hey, good morning, Nashville. Thanks for waking up with us today. It's a 6:15, and here's a live look at Lipscomb University. You can see the sun starting to peek up out in the distance, but Melanie says we've got some rain on the way. We'll check back in with her in just a few minutes on the week ahead. Meharry Medical is teaming up with local churches to get more people vaccinated. Yesterday, they were at the Greater Bethel AME Church on South Street, vaccinating people who live in that area. Church leaders say their goal is to reach people who can't make it to the Music City Center. Parents, we know many of you are thinking about summer activities for your kids. Lots of folks are checking into camps where COVID-19 protocols are in place. News 4's Danielle Jackson has more on what you should know before making those plans. Get your swimsuits out. The cruise industry is ready for smooth sailing this summer. All domestic cruises have been shut down since last year due to COVID issues. The CDC even banned voyages from U.S. ports. But now, new guidelines suggest that ships could start making trips again by mid-July. Now on 4, take a look at these photos from the new Nashville SC Stadium. There's a lot of progress being made there. Wow. 30,000 fans will pack the stands next year when it opens. In the meantime, Nashville SC is playing at Nissan Stadium. They have a game today there, actually. They take on Inter Miami at noon. I bet you've heard the buzz, but if you missed it, yeah, the NFL draft was this weekend. If you watched, I bet you had some flashbacks from a few years ago when the draft was here in Nashville. So much fun. Look at that. More than 500,000 people packed downtown during draft weekend. Now the city says they're keeping the option open to host the draft again in the future. Now we're still a little bit away from football season, but baseball is rapidly approaching. Tickets for Sounds games are available starting Monday. Get on it, that's tomorrow. The sounds of Portugal and Hawaii are floating around a music room at a Nashville high school, thanks to someone donating 40 free instruments. News 4's Terry Bolger explains why we should watch and listen. Developing now, more people are traveling, and in response, airlines are ending the policy to block off the middle seat. Delta Airlines is the last airline to do away with its empty middle seat policy. They joined Southwest, American, and United with filling their planes. When asked why they pulled the policy, they said it was because they believe that most of their travelers are vaccinated. And as more people are hopping on a plane, scammers are finding new ways to con you out of your money. Call for Action problem solver Carice Jackman is working for you, sharing what you need to watch out for. If you're not planning a nice vacation anytime soon, we had a beautiful weekend so far, but Melanie, major changes coming.
Oh, yeah.
Hey there, good morning, Nashville. Happy Sunday to all of you watching. We're looking live at the Batman building with the sun off in the distance. Better take advantage of it right now. We've got some rain in store for us this week. Melanie Layden will tell us when we can expect it, coming up in just a few minutes. Developing now, a company's controversial request to expand a landfill has been withdrawn for the time being. But an ultimate solution to a county's problem is still being sought. News 4's Forrest Sanders walks us through the very latest.
Lindsey, by Saturday, we're looking at sunshine and 75 degrees.
You can find me outside that day. The Nashville Predators are in a must-win scenario if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. We're walking you through the highlights coming up next in sports. Thanks, Chris. Now, if you missed it earlier, we do have one last check of the forecast for you.
Yeah, so it's not going to be as beautiful as it was yesterday, but
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melanie. And thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you here again tonight.